Keeping history alive. Two men are on a mission sharing stories never heard before from World War II veterans. Fox 23's Scott Martin explains they've interviewed more than 200 veterans and are sharing their stories through a podcast.
This is real, and this is really serious, and this is not going to be easy.
This home recording studio is where Ryan Fairfield and Tony Lupo spend hours putting together stories for the warrior next door.
You would be amazed at the history that these regular guys saw that they don't talk about. That just wasn't how their DNA was wired. They never called attention to themselves. They were just doing their job, quote unquote. They were not a hero, they would say, but believe me, there's plenty of heroes out there that we can learn a lot from. This wall are all pictures of veterans that I've either interviewed or had the privilege to meet over the last 15 to 20 years.
The Warrior Next Door has been a project 20 years in the making. Both men volunteer with the Library of Congress, which is how this project started.
That was headed to India. Their carrier was sunk and a lot of disaster.
We're hoping that this medium will provide a vehicle for more people, hopefully a younger audience, to really listen to, absorb, and appreciate the idea that anyone that's lived long enough on this planet has seen some amazing things, and we should learn from that.
Neither Ryan or Tony served in the armed forces. They just have a deep interest and desire to learn about those who sacrificed so much.
I feel like it's up to us to carry the torch at this point. It's up to us to make sure that these memories and these values and these experiences continue.
Ryan's wife's grandfather served as a 44th combat engineer in World War II. He was actually captured in the Battle of the Bulge and taken to a prisoner of war camp.
These were the actual postcards that he sent to his wife after he arrived as a POW in the camp.
Hundreds of handwritten letters.
After they got him out of the camp, and this was on May 15th of 1945.
Uniforms and other memorabilia help share what happened during that time period. Once a month, Tony drives to Oklahoma from Colorado to help shape these stories for the Warrior Next Door podcast. It's a lot of work to put it all together. Hours of writing, editing, note-taking, work they're not getting paid for, just keeping history alive.
What we're showing is it doesn't matter if you were working on the home front, if you were a supply person, artillery, infantrymen, everyone has an interesting story.
Covering news that matters, Scott Martin, Fox 23 News.
The podcast is available on every major podcast platform. Just search The Warrior Next Door. They also have a Facebook page for you to interact with.